Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today is Monday, which means it's time for an episode of Loadout, the series where you guys, the viewers, get to pick a gun and customization for me to use. The way you do this is you leave a comment down below, and I will pick one of the top-rated comments for the next episode. Today's top comment comes from the Minecraft Guns. He says, Pump Gun Loadout, Spas-12 with RDS laser sight canted iron sights. Unfortunately, though, you can't equip a laser sight and canted iron sight, so I went for the laser sight. As a secondary, the Shorty 12 gauge with a delta ring and flashlight. I don't have the delta ring yet, takes a long time to get, but I do have the flashlight for that one. And then the M26 dart as a gadget and defibrillators. Hope you will enjoy level and Happy New Year. Now this specific loadout has been requested on pretty much every single loadout since Battlefield 4 came out. Everybody wants to see the triple shotgun loadout. You got a shotgun primary, shotgun secondary, and then a gadget shotgun as well. And the M26 dart is a very powerful one. It just, you got to reload each shot, so it doesn't function quite like the other ones. Now, the Spas-12 is a fun shotgun. One of my issues with shotguns in Battlefield 4 is that the maps don't really cater to shotgun use very well. Battlefield 3 had a lot of cool TDM maps that had a lot of close quarters and a lot of places to sneak around in and get up in people's faces, but Battlefield 4 less so. In fact, Operation Locker is one of the few maps. Paracel Storm sometimes works, but again, you have to be very tactical about where you go. You can't go running out in open fields and areas. The one-shot kill range for this weapon is actually pretty darn close. It's unfortunately close, so you're not going to be effective at anything from medium range. In all those ranges, you're going to be outgunned by any other gun on the battlefield. So the one-shot kill with pump action shotguns is very, very useful and very cool, but you're just so limited with where it's going to work. As we know, all shotguns can be modified with different ammo types. The basic one that I'm using here for pretty much all of these is buckshot, except for the M26 dart that shoots flechette rounds. But there's an issue with buckshot in Battlefield 4, and that has to do with the defensive perk. Now, if anybody has the defensive perk, which is the default perk and the one that everybody starts out with, and most people are probably running when they join Team Deathmatch or something like that, it actually reduces the amount of damage you take to the chest and arms by about 33%. So your one-shot kill range with a pump action shotgun using buckshot has now basically become absolutely point blank if somebody's using the defensive perk, and that's a huge hit to the run and gun playstyle with pump action shotguns. And you might be thinking, well, couldn't you just modify your playstyle, aim for the head instead of the body? Well, unfortunately, with buckshot and pretty much any sort of spread or scatter shot from shotguns, they don't do extra damage to headshots. You have no headshot multiplier. Most guns in Battlefield 4 have a 2.0 headshot multiplier, so they reward you for being extra accurate or going for the sensitive area of your opponent. But shotguns, you're going to want to aim center mass because they only have a 1.0 headshot multiplier. So if you aim for the shot, a lot of your pellets are actually going to be missing because the head's a smaller target than the chest. So if you aim for the chest, some of your spray actually might hit the head, some of it might hit the legs, but most of it's going to hit the person, and that's the best way to deal damage. But ultimately, pump action shotguns with buckshot have gotten a huge nerf. Now, if you run with flechette instead of buckshot, you're not going to be penalized by that body armor. Apparently, flechette rounds will penetrate the body armor better, and you're not going to run into those issues with defensive perk. Let's take a look at the stat chart from Simthic.com and sort of analyze just how this pump action shotgun works, especially with the buckshot. You'll notice that on the little damage chart in the top right, it says pellets 11. That means it's shooting 11 pellets, and each one of those can do potentially 18 damage maximum. So assuming your opponent didn't have any sort of defensive perks and every single one of your pellets hit somebody, which means you would have to shoot them at absolute point blank range, you can do a potential of 198 damage, which is way overkill, and it allows you to get, in some situations, a nice easy one-shot kill. Now if somebody's wearing body armor, that 198 damage drops down to about 130. We're assuming you don't hit them in the head because the headshots still do 1.0 multiplier and you're not reduced by the body armor for the head. But if you shoot center mass with body armor on, you can do 130 damage, which will still be a one-shot kill. But as soon as you take a few steps back, and your damage is not necessarily reduced, but your spray is increased, you can only miss 2 of those 11 pellets before you don't kill them in one shot. So if you miss 3 of those 11 pellets and it's a straight body shot, you're not going to deal enough damage to kill them. So it's a huge problem, and if you think about it, when you shoot a shotgun and your spray goes out there, you're almost always missing a certain amount of pellets. And I would wager that most times when I kill somebody, I'm missing at least 3 pellets. So if you're running defensive perk, you're going to survive most of those one-shot kills. In the long run, it might actually just be worthwhile to run with flechette instead of buckshot, because nobody likes having that element of surprise. You can't tell if somebody's really running body armor in the midst of combat, so you take a shot. If they don't die when you expect them to, that could be the difference between life or death in most situations. With a pump action shotgun, getting that second shot off is often something that's never going to happen. It's either a one-shot kill or you're dead. So running flechette and getting used to the flechette damage model might actually be a safer option, just because you're not going to run into any of those inconsistencies or surprises when your opponent has that body armor. Now, as far as this actual loadout goes, I tried my best to basically run out of ammo with my primary Spas-12 and then switch over to the secondary. I did it a few times. I think earlier in this video you see me get a kill with a Shorty. At no point in this game did I actually feel the need to actually switch over to the dart. Simply put, I just have enough shotgun ammo to deal with any sort of close quarter threats, and the odds of me actually surviving long enough to go through all my Spas ammo, then my Shorty, and then the dart after that is just, it's very, very unlikely. And there were a few cool situations when I ran out of ammo with the Spas-12, switched over to the Shorty, got a few kills with that, and it felt good, it felt neat. But at the same time, there's so many situations you run into on any map where there's somebody at medium range and you're just thinking, what do I have to deal with that guy? Nothing, not a damn thing. You can throw grenades at them and hope you get a good grenade kill, and that's what I was doing. Basically, minis were my long range weapons, but trying to deal with them was it was really painful. So if I'm going to run something like a pump shotgun, I want a sidearm that's going to be able to take out people at range. Any sort of pistol, like a P226, would be fine for getting range kills. And then the gadget, on top of that, I don't need an extra shotgun. The Spas-12 reloads fast enough, and if for any situation I need to just get that extra little kill in there and I don't have enough time to reload, then a sidearm, a pistol, is more than enough. And believe me, I know that this is a bit of a troll loadout in the sense where you're just annoying your opponents by killing them with 3 different kinds of shotguns, but you know, I gotta come at every sort of situation in Battlefield 4 with a tactical mind, and this loadout certainly isn't going to be particularly effective for any situation. So anyway, that wraps it up for this episode of Loadout. Don't forget to leave your comments down below letting me know what you would like to run with for the next episode, and also upvote comments that you would really like to see. It makes it much easier for me to gauge what the community wants to see. As always, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap, signing off.